Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Wednesday's excellent 8-race card from Fanny Bay here in Darwin, which of course is the 17th of June, Burnborough Club Cup Day. Outstanding fields have been assembled for Wednesday, none better than the feature Tab Burnborough Club Cup over 1,000 metres. Two-time defending Palmerston Sprint champ Captain Punt steps out for the first time this campaign, along with another 7 quality gallopers vying for the thick end of the $22,000 prize. Some 69 horses have accepted for the 8 races. However, this number is likely to be reduced by about a handful due to having just the 10 riders in attendance. The first race gets underway at the early afternoon time of 1:24 p.m. and is the MGA Insurance Brokers Handicap. It's a 0 to 70 event over the 1,300 metres. In the opener, my numbers are 8, 1, 2 and 7. I'm going here with number 8, The Weapon, trained by Gary Lafoe and to be ridden by Paul Shires. This horse really impressed the other day in his first start in the top end when finishing third behind Torchbearer. Was never closer than 3 and 4 wide the whole trip and fought on really solidly to be beaten only about 0.6 of a length. I think with that run under his belt, as long as he hasn't taken too much harm from that effort, he'll be very hard to beat. 8 on top, ahead of number 1, Pasito, The Obvious Danger, trained by Gary Clark and Jared Todd in the saddle. Only the 3 starts in Darwin, 2 very good second placings, then a good win carrying the steadier of 64 kilograms when he beat Call Me Legend last time out. Drops to 61 kilograms in this 0 to 70 event and he'll take a power of beating. In for third, number 2, the last start winner Torchbearer from the Phil Cole stable. Wayne Davis, he's in red hot form. Wayno, 3 wins at the last Darwin meeting, then 2 in Alice just last Saturday. He takes the mount. Horse will race really well again. And my 4th selection, number 7, Prince Planet. 8, 1, 2 and 7 in the opener. The second's the Alcyon Parap 3-year-old handicap. It's the Class 6 for the 3-year-olds and the major lead-up to the Guineas here on the 4th of July. My numbers here, 3, 1, 4 and 6. I'm going here with Escondido. He's only had the 2 starts in the top end for 2 good wins. Kim Gladwin retains his association with this 3-year-old son of Schnitzel, trained by Gary Clark. Last time out, he drew wide in barrier 10, but it didn't matter. He was still too good for Cleese and company. That was over the 1,200. The step to the 1,300 metres shouldn't worry him, and he's drawn a lot better. Well, not a lot better. He's drawn in 7 anyway, so a little bit better than 10, and I think he's the horse to beat. In for second, number 1, Testino. This one from the Tayan Halter barn and Paul Denton aboard. Testino's had the 2 runs in Darwin for a 4th and then a 3rd last time out behind Autocratic. An improving type, and the 1,300 metres should really suit. In for third, number 4, Mighty Bow, racing well for Angie Forster. Terry Treichel aboard, his last start 4th to Autocratic. I was beaten 8 lengths on that occasion, but he's the kind of horse that should improve as we get out over a bit of a trip. And in for 4th, number 6, Defence Attorney. 3, 1, 4 and 6. The third's the HIQA Geotechnical Handicap. It's a 0 to 58, and this one over the 1,200 metres. Numbers here, 2, 10, 4 and 1. Going here with Bon Air, the last start winner for Phil Cole and Wayne Davis. He was really good winning last time in this grade of 58. He's always competitive in this sort of race and no reason he won't race well again. 2 on top for me. Ahead of number 10, over the page we go, Toorak Road. He really impressed with his fresh up effort the other day behind Belmont Day, the smart Belmont Day. Barry Huppert's aboard for Chris Pollard. That was the horse's first run for about 7 months, so he should be improved by that, and I can see him rocketing home again. In for third, as we go back over the page to number 4, the Alice Springs Visitor, the Trooper. He's an interesting runner, this one, trained by Kevin Lamprick. Terry Treichel aboard. He's won his last 2 starts in Alice Springs, both in impressive fashion, the last of those on Anzac Day, the 25th of April. If he can handle the track here in Darwin, that's probably the unknown. He'll be very competitive, I'm sure. And in for 4th, number 1, Black Haze, Kim Gladwin for Gary Clark. 2, 10, 4 and 1, and that's race 3. We go to race 4, the Coolalinga Mowers Handicap. Great to see Coolalinga Mowers on board as a sponsor. Trig and the team out there, they do a great job for racing. And this is the 0 to 64 over 1,100 metres. Numbers here, 3, 8, 7 and 6. Going here with the inform horse number 3, Rhythmical. He's won his last 3 in Alice Springs. He's trained by wily maestro Kevin Lamprick. Does a great job with a small team, and Terry Treichel aboard. I know this horse is going really well, and if he can once again handle the downhill run here in Darwin, he'll take a power of beating. 3 on top for me. Ahead of number 8, Vietti. Saw this horse trial just last week for Phil Cole and Wayne Davis. Actually, it's not Phil Cole, it's Kim Healy, but obviously Kim not here yet and the horse in the care of Phil Cole. But I like the way this horse trialled the other day, and I think only has to reproduce that trial effort behind Rock Atomic to be competitive here. In for third, number 7, I'm a Puppet, another recent trialler. Had a really good campaign last time out with a couple of wins and a fresh up bold run, wouldn't surprise. Paul Shires for Gary Lafoe. In for fourth, number 6, Artie Stoker. Hasn't raced for a long time. Has some pretty influential owners among the ownership group, so good luck to the team with Artie Stoker. 3, 8, 7 and 6. We go now to the 5th. It's the Great Northern Maiden. And it's for the non-winners, it's over the 1,000 metres. 1, 2, 8 and 5 for me. A fresh up runner here, number 1, Kowloon Kid from the Gary Clark stable, Kim Gladwin aboard. Didn't win a race last campaign, but raced pretty well, including a third on the 21st of December. That was its last start behind Medaglia Veloce. I think in a fresh state, and not the strongest maiden I've ever seen. Well, none of them are. They're all non-winners, but I think it'll take a lot of beating. 1 on top. Head of 2, Soltito. Chris Pollard trains. Barry Huppert's aboard. Good third last time out to Call Me Legend. That's pretty fair form for a race of this nature. In for third, number 8, Total Faith. A professional third place getter, this one for Jason Manning, but she's getting close to a win, the little filly. Vanessa Arnott aboard. And in for fourth, number 5, Tradici. 1, 2, 8 and 5. We go to the day's features, the Tab Burnborough Club Cup. 1,000 metres, 22 grand up for grabs, the open sprinters, and as good a Burnborough Club Cup field as I've seen for many, many years. My numbers here, 6, 8, 1 and 4. Going with number 6, So Stoic. The 1,000 metres really suits this horse. He's drawn ideally in barrier 3. Barry Huppert's aboard for Chris Pollard. His recent form's been pretty solid, all bar a last placing in the Pioneer Sprint, but put that out of your mind. That was 1,200 metres. He's better at this trip of 1,000, and his last start, 1,100 metre third here at a high cost, was really good. I've got him on top to beat the fresh runner, number 8, Rock Atomic. Gary Lafoe aboard and Paul Shires in the saddle. Trialled really well here last week, and a pretty good trial field on that occasion. And Rock Atomic won his last 3 starts, but fresh up, hasn't raced since the 31st of August last year. So a big break in between runs. Should race well fresh. In for third, you can't leave him out. Number 1, Captain Punch. He's the 2-time defending champ from the Palmerston, of course. He's had about 4 trials to get him ready, and Jared Todd aboard for Gary Clark. 1,000's probably a little on the short side for him, and he has 63.5 kilograms. You must include him. And in for fourth, number 4, the Pioneer Sprint winner in Golden Dice. 6, 8, 1 and 4. Great field in the Tab Burnborough. Race 7's the Burnborough Business Lunches at Silks Handicap. The first of 2 0 to 58 1,600 metre races. We had good numbers and divided the race, so the last 2 races will be over the 1,600 metres. Numbers here 1, 4, 3 and 6. He's knocking on the door to win again. Number 1, Count of Essex. Paul Shires for Gary Clark. I think the step out to 1,600 metres will really suit this horse. He's won twice over the trip. His last couple of runs have been good seconds over 1,300, and he looks the horse to beat to me. Number 1 on top, ahead of 4, Dunkirk, having his second run at the mile for David Bates, and young Dan Morgan, the Alice Springs apprentice, takes the mount here. He's only run at the mile. He didn't flatter, but I think he's crying out for it now, and I've got him in to run a bold race. In for third, number 3, the Auditor. Never goes a bad run. Kim Gladwin aboard for Gary Clark, and in for fourth, number 6, Iron Curtain. 1, 4, 3 and 6 in the 7th. We'll be ready for a drink after the last. It's the puntclub.com.au handicap. Also over the mile for the 0 to 58 gallopers. A 7-horse field to bring us home. 2, 1, 4 and 7 the numbers. My best bet of the day here, number 2, Billet Do for Sheila and Keithy Arnold. Paul Shires aboard. He could be in for a pretty good day, Shears. He's got some very nice rides. And Billet Do's run the other day over 1,300 metres. Certainly augured well for a bold run over the mile. He should be very hard to beat. 2 on top. Head of 1, Taciturn. Has a good record over this trip for Gary Clark. Jared Todd aboard. And for third, number 4, Perpetuity. Really good run first up on the track, formerly trained by Stephen Brown, now in the Chris Pollard stable. Barry Huppert's aboard. He should be improved by that first up run. And in for fourth, number 7, his stablemate Big Wan. 2, 1, 4 and 7. In the last, the best bet of the day comes up in race 8. We have to wait all day, but number 2, Billet Do. Race 8, number 2, Billet Do looks very, very hard to beat. Well, the best roughies in race 4. Number 9, the Mont. He's just done a couple of things wrong in his last couple of runs. If he gets it all together, I think he can show some quick improvement for Tayan Halter. Race 4, number 9, the Mont. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back in advance of our next meeting, which will be on the 27th of June. That's Rowan Day, as we move ever closer to our amended and abridged Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, of course, the first day of the carnival on the 4th of July. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.